Hello, Cancer. Thank you for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Morgan Greer Tarot. Supportive Oracle Cards, Energy Oracle Cards by Sandra Ann Taylor. It's a lot of sounds outside today. Interesting. Okay. Not a lot of tarot cards, but that's okay. It doesn't really matter, I suppose, but what are we going into is a good question. The first thing I'm getting, though, is you're solidifying where you're standing and what you're thinking. Okay. So, in the very early, well, some of you I feel like are at this point when you're watching this. But the way this part of this reading is starting off is kind of like, it says romance, but when I feel the cage, kind of like I'm very connected to certain people in certain situations. And there's things that are not working out right now. And I need to find a better way to conserve or keep what I want or keep the most important pieces. It's almost like there's a bunch of stuff on a blanket or something. Like all these possessions are on a blanket and you can only take a third of them with you. So you have to decide which ones are the best. Which ones do you really want? Which ones do you really need? There's a lot of internal conflict with this. I feel like you have a lot of internal conflict, kind of like I'm being held down by all this stuff, but everything that's going on, it's too much. I do want it. Normally I'd want to keep it, but right now I can't. So I have to decide what's going to lighten the load that I can actually look back on and not be completely devastated that I forgot or left something behind. There's definitely an evaluation here. For some of you, this is about some type of relationship. Kind of like, I've been trying to keep this together. I've been trying to work with this one person. They're a little bit challenging for me, and at this point, I don't think I can do it anymore. Maybe I just need to let that cage door open and let them do what they got to do and just let them live, and I got to live my own life for right now. It's not an easy decision to make, because whatever it is, you either have to like downsize or you have to let somebody go. Like somebody just kind of do their own thing and stop like policing them or looking out for them. Kind of like if they're going to go their own direction, they have to go their own direction then, because it's becoming too taxing for you. Now, when you free something up, it's not easy because you got the Five of Wands there. Like it's hard for you to do this, but you're like, I have to. I can't keep doing this. It's too much. It's just too much on me. The Queen of Pentacles comes in with the Blossoming Abundance. It says the woman holding a coin, but I think of her as the Queen of Pentacles. Like somebody feels like this is perfect. It seems to be freeing somebody up, and they're off doing what they have to do. That's their thing. I feel like you have to disconnect from this, and it seems to be this is whoever or whatever this is. It seems to have a positive effect in the situation. It's not bad. It's going to be good for you too. It's just giving it a second to take hold. Because I'm getting when you release whatever it is you're releasing, either a person or some type of possession, whatever you're releasing, that which has been released is going into a good place. So like if it's like, for example, of all your, whatever these possessions are, you can take a third of it, the other 2/3 have to go somewhere else. That other 2/3 is making a very good effect. It's making a very good impact somewhere else. If it's somebody else you have to let go because they're too stressful, they're too taxing, they seem to be going in a direction that they need to go into. It might be a life lesson direction, so it may not look good, but it's actually good for them to learn their life lessons or whatever. It's going in a positive way. Because I'm getting the man holding a heart is telling me like somebody's making or something is going in a direction that is the right path for them, or wherever that stuff is going, it's going in a good place where it should be going. When this first happens, this is hard for you. This is still hard for you because the thing is with Cancer, you do connect to things. You don't just have willy-nilly attitudes about things. When you feel for things, you connect to things, and when they start to go away, be it a person or for some reason I'm getting possessions. I don't know, maybe for Cancer, usually it's like emotional connections. So maybe this is some type of something you had an emotional connection to. It's hard for you to like accept that it's gone or let it go. It's still kind of pulling on your heart when it starts to go off, even though it's making a positive impact or it's doing what it should be doing. It is a little bit rough for you at first. I am getting, though, this is good for you and whatever else you're dealing with. The Sun card is hidden under the journey and the door to value. So there's a lot coming from this. The Sun card is here telling me this is good for you. It just does not feel like it. Not at first, it does not feel like it. The journey has just started. It's kind of like, I got a 1.5-year trip I'm going to take here, and I've just started. There's a lot I want to accomplish, and when I get to the other end, it's going to be worth it. But it's when you start that 1.5-year journey, you're just like, yeah, but I just started it. It just feels like it's such a mountain to get through. Just give it some time. It will show its benefit. It will show you how this is going to be good for you just as much as who or whatever else you dealt with here. When you keep going forward, they are saying that you're going to start seeing more positive things come your way. Whatever you let go, something will return. It's kind of like, you freed up a lot of space, and now you have a lot of space to accept new blessings and new possibilities and new rewards, even if you want to go that far. Because you got the World coming in with the Chariot. You're going to start going off. It's going to open up your time. It's going to open up your resources. You're going to have new things come and replace that which is gone. When it's kind of like, if you think of a box and you can only keep what you can fit inside the box and comfortably shut. Whatever you can fit in that box and still comfortably shut it, that's what you can have. And your box had been full for a long time. You got rid of 2/3 of what was in that box. Now that there's so much space left, there's so much opportunity open, that can now be refilled with other things. And that's what you have coming forward for you. More things are going to come and fill that space faster than you expect. Be selective. Be selective, like, how do I say this? There's going to be good things coming your way. But if I equate it to money, if I dare, it's kind of like if you see 10 50-cent pieces, and that's going to take up all your space, or you have a $100 bill. But you know what I mean? You don't want to take up 10 50-cent pieces is $5. A $100 bill, if you look at the difference, the $100 bill takes up a lot less space, but it's a lot more value. Be very careful, because it's kind of like when I'm seeing these 50-cent pieces coming your way, they're good. It's kind of like, well, why would I not want a 50-cent piece? What's so wrong with that? But don't fill up your box with a bunch of 50-cent pieces when you get to the point where you want to have a spot for that $100 bill and you don't have any spot for it left. I know that sounds a little weird, but you know what I'm saying. Be careful not to fill your box or fill your space up with things that are of lesser value, even though they're good. Hold off for the bigger valued items. If you want to, maybe a better way would be instead of filling up your box with 50-cent pieces, wait for that gold bar to show up and put the gold bar in there. It's probably a better way to put that. Because you have adjacent possibilities. When things start coming in for you to have better possibilities, new things to come in, new blessings coming your way, hold out for the really good ones, because the 5th chakra is the communication chakra. One opportunity can lead to another. When you see something coming your way, and for some of you, for some reason, I am getting this as a dating thing. A dating thing. Okay, keep going. Somebody comes your way, shows you qualities that you like. And you like the person, and they're a good person, but the chemistry isn't there. Doesn't mean you have to accept that. That's not bad to walk on from somebody that you're like, you're cool, you're a great person. The chemistry's not there. It's not bad for you to say, you know what, you're great, but this isn't for me. Another version of this, the complete opposite, is kind of like, just because the chemistry is there, if this person is the proverbial train wreck, or they have toxic shortcomings, what do we want to say about that? Kind of like they seem to be you notice that they put people down, or they seem to be a little self-centered, or there's something about them that you just really don't like, but you're like, but the chemistry is there. That doesn't mean you can't find chemistry with a good match. So don't settle for that either. Don't take that on. keep holding out until you find somebody that has the chemistry and they have a personality that you enjoy. Because there's a lot of possibilities here, a lot of adjacent possibilities. Be careful not to accept just what the first thing that comes forward, and you'll know if it's the perfect match. Like, this is good, I like this. You know what I mean? It's not a 50-cent piece; it's a gold bar. Like, you'll know the difference. It's kind of like the 50-cent piece is like, if somebody hands you a 50-cent piece, it's like, well, this isn't bad. But like, how far does a 50-cent piece go? You know what I'm saying? It's not. You know what I mean? Even if it's 10 50-cent pieces, like, oh, that's pretty cool. It feels nice. It's got some weight to it. But at the end of the day, it's still just $5. You know what I mean? I think that makes sense. I'm gonna try not to beat it to death any further, because I've said that before and gone on about it anyway. So we're gonna try not to. Where is this heading? The yin yang is coming in with the Hierophant at the end. You have a lot of space open, a lot of openings for like new blessings. You have a lot of new blessings that are coming your way, but you got to choose which blessings you're going to keep. The yin yang with the Hierophant is saying, really think it out before you take things on. Really be sure you actually want it. Let that space stay open until you get the perfect fit. You know what I mean? Don't just put things in that box just because, oh, that is a good value. That's not a bad thing to put in there. So I'm going to fill this up with 50-cent pieces. They're not bad. But again, you want to end up with $5 or $100 at the end of the day. That's all this is about. Because what you grab into, what you put in that box, this is what they're really trying to say. It's like what you put in that box, whatever it is, what's of value to you. I know I'm using money, but it's whatever is of value to you. You will not take out of that box more than likely. You get attached to things. You don't want to let go of them. You don't put them in there just as a possibility. Even if you tell yourself that, you're like, oh, just for now I'll do that. You'll still get attached to it. You won't want to let go of those things. It'll be hard for you to just kind of like, if you have your box filled up with 50-cent pieces, and it's kind of like you can't spend them, you could just kind of like dump them on the floor and put a gold bar in there. It's hard for you just to dump them on the floor and put that gold bar in there. It's just kind of like, I don't know, it's hard. Especially when it's like, until you have the gold bar in your hand, you can't, like, you have to get rid of what's in there before you can get the offer for the gold bar. It's not like you're balancing them both in your hand and like, what should I keep? If you already have things in that box, you're not going to get the opportunity for the gold bar, if that makes sense. If you've already filled up your box with all these 50-cent pieces, the opportunity won't show itself for the gold bar. You won't be looking for it. You won't be out there searching it out. If you keep that energy open, if you keep that spot open, then you'll be out there looking. Oh wait, 50-cent piece now, 50-cent piece now. Gold bar? Yes. And then you'll I hope that makes sense. Because whatever you get, you're going to keep, is what I'm getting. You won't let go of it. So if you fill up your box, you fill up your blessings with the smaller blessings, you're not going to let go of them. You're not going to have the ability to get the bigger blessing. I think the analogy with the dating makes great sense to me for Cancer. If you start seeing somebody, even though they're not the best match for you, you're not going to go out there and look and shop around for other people if you've already said, well, I want this one. So if you have somebody that's a little bit dinged up and a little bit less than the best for you, you're going to stick and stay loyal to that. You're not going to go out there and keep shopping around for other people. So you're not going to find the better match because you're not going to look for the better match. Think about what you get. Think about what you want. Don't fill up your blessing box with less than the best blessings. Get the blessings you actually want. Just don't settle for something. That's all. Just don't settle. Anything else? We went on a lot about that whole blessings thing. It's like, you're going to have a lot of things, a lot of blessings come your way. They're just saying, just because it's a blessing doesn't mean you have to take it. Hold off for the blessing that really fits you. All right. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.